Good afternoon, guys. Welcome to our technical analysis webinar. My name is Sithengema. We'll be doing some training on technical analysis and checking maybe stocks that you may have that you do not really know what to do with. If there's any stock that is puzzling you, you've been maybe doing some work on it maybe over the weekend and you don't know whether it's a genuine buy or not, please forward that to me. We'll have a look at it together and decide whether it is really a buy or not. That's what we use this platform for, really. Hi, Brendan. Hi, John. Good afternoon to you all, guys. Let us start. Who is new, guys, in this trading session? Hi, Gert. Guys, who's new? If you're new, please. Okay. Hi, Lerato. You're new. Okay. Lerato is new. Lawrence is new. Okay. Warren also is new. Okay. Who else is new, guys? Patricia is not new. Oh, okay. Perfect, Patricia. Glad you're back. Yes, I'll be looking at Forex. Anything that you'd like me to have a look at, I'll look at it and we'll discuss it together and agree to disagree if there are areas where you don't feel like you are satisfied. You can always go against me and tell me that you're not happy with how maybe I'm analyzing or the way that I look at my analysis. I don't have an issue with that, guys, as long as you as long as you're nice to me. Okay. Lerato, I cannot see any sell on the GBP JPY right now. We'll have a look at it now. We'll have a look at it. We'll have a look at it. But I mean, if you've been following this market, have a look at the pound. I'll just check a few here. Against the rand, the pound is up 0.5%. Against the US dollar, 0.42. Against the Canadian dollar, 0.41. Against the Australian dollar, 0.3. Against the GBP JPY that you've just mentioned, the pound is up a nice 0.26%. Against other currencies, let me check. Against the euro, it's up 0.2. It's up 0.2 against the euro. So this morning, I mean, the sterling is actually very strong. So I wouldn't really even think of taking a shot against the sterling right now, unless if things really turn south. Then maybe could consider maybe going short the British pound. For now, I'm good with the longs, but I mean, we'll have a look at the chart and see if what I'm telling is true or not. Brendan, I have a question. Is there any way that we can see volumes being traded on a particular share, meaning at the bottom of the chart? Yes, that is doable. You can do that. This is how you do it. Add indicator. Let's go to. Okay, let me see. I hope I'll find it here, guys. I hope I'll find it here. Volume. This is how it shows at the bottom. This is how it shows at the bottom. This is what you get if you want to see the kind of volume that you're talking about there, Brendan. Okay, cool. I've taken it off. Okay, guys. Anyone with a stock or a currency pair that would like us to have a look at? Okay. Let us not waste. Okay. Tapiwa wants us to have a look at Lewis. Tapiwa. Lerato again. AUDNZD. AUDNZD. Okay. ShopRite. FSR. May from John. Okay. 2M trend down, 1M down, but today up under the simple moving average. Simple moving average, John, not smooth. Would one go short like okay. WHL also we'll have a look at. EOH also we'll have a look at. Well, I mean, you have to wait for a day, for your daily time frame to go below the moving average before you take a shot there, John. You just have to wait for your daily moving average, or your daily candle to move below the moving average. When that happens, then you can go in and take a shot. I think it's safer like that. Okay, we have three new people: Lawrence, Warren, and Lerato. Okay, we'll go back to our analysis maybe a little bit later. For now, let us go have a look at the GBP JPY that Lerato suggested here. Okay. You're welcome, John. GBP JPY. I'm waiting for my chart to load. Okay. This is an hourly time frame, Lerato. This is telling me that we are going back here. Minimum. That's my minimum target. Like, well, I'm in the short term before maybe before we go home today, before 4. I think this currency pair is gonna get to 153, maybe 700, 153, 800. I think you're going to touch those levels. That's what I'm looking at. But I mean, this is only an hourly time frame. I don't really like spending a lot of time looking at shorter time frames. Okay, this is the monthly time frame I'm going to have a look at. Let me remove all my drawings. Okay, in my technical analysis, I apply the 10 simple moving average and 10 simple moving average on the monthly, daily. I'll apply it across all different time frames. Okay, if you're looking for that, you right click on your chart window, then you come down to indicators. You go add indicator. We're looking for the moving average, so it's under moving averages. Then you go SMA, simple moving average, the one that I've just highlighted there. The second one from the bottom. You go OK. The default value on your period of the simple moving average is 1. We should move it up to 10. It's now a 10. Then you go OK. Now you have your moving average. Let us try and make it a little bit thicker. If you want to do that, if you want to change the thickness of your line, you go to line properties. Just this should be enough. Okay, that's my line properties. We are using a line chart. We have different chart types. For those of you that are new, I use mostly the line and candles. These are candlesticks. This is the line. I'll explain to you later. If you don't know how to read the candles, I'll explain to you how to read them. But at the moment, I'm just showing you different chart types that we have, and we focus mainly on just two, the line and the candles. We have the candles right now, sorry, the line now. We are trying to pick all the turning points. The turning points that you see or the wiggles that you see on your chart are very important on the line chart. We must make sure that we draw all the horizontal support and resistance lines. I mean, marking those turning points so that we know where the market is likely to turn and move higher or move lower. Okay, now let's go to our drawing tools. We're looking for, okay, that is where you go. Drawing tools, you put cursor there. It gives you the menu going down. Then you go and choose trend, and you're looking for a horizontal line. Horizontal line, got it here. Okay, the levels that I want us to mark, I want us to mark this turning point here. This was in January this year when the market came off. I want us to mark this area here. That area is marked. Now I want us to mark another turning point that I see here. This is the turning point. This was in 2016. This was in 2016. I know it's a bit long term, but we're going to mark it. These we're not going to mark because I mean they are within this range here, so we're not going to mark them. All these are on a monthly time frame, guys. They are very important. I'm going to mark this one again. This was in 2013. It goes back like 5 years ago, but I mean it's important. Let's mark it. And there's another one at the bottom here. This one here. July 2013 again. We're going to mark that one. So I think these are the areas that we should mark for now. Anything else? We're just going to leave out. Let me mark this one again. This was 2016 May. I'll mark it. Okay, now I've got all these important levels marked on my chart. There's another one that I can mark here around this area here because I mean this is a turning point. This is a turning point here. Although it's not a sharp turning point, and this is a turning point. I'm not going to mark it. I'll leave it. I'll leave it for now. Okay. Okay, I'll leave it for now to avoid having too many lines on my chart. Okay, guys, are you happy? Oh, you can't see anything that's happening. What sort of device are you using there, Warren? Are you using a mobile device like your Android? I think everyone should be able to hear me. Lerato, can you hear me now? Yeah, if you're using an Android device, you won't be able to see what I'm demonstrating on my end here. I suggest that maybe you use your laptop or your desktop if you have one, so that you could be able to see what I'm showing here, Menir. Sorry about that. Okay, guys, I'm waiting for Brendan to finish typing his message. Lerato, can you hear me now? Lawrence, yeah, okay, perfect. Dirk, thank you so much. Sihle, see if you mean best time frame. Well, I mean, the best simple moving average that I use for me, guys, this is for me, and it works for me. It's the 10 simple moving average. I use the 10 simple moving average across all time frames. Please try fixing. Guys, what can you suggest? Lerato has a problem hearing me. Is there anything that you can suggest? Sorry, that you may suggest that she does to try and fix a problem because she cannot hear me. I think she's lost her sound. I don't know how. Yes, that's right, Brendan. You can use that for CFDs also. It applies everywhere almost. Lerato, maybe that's the solution. Please try your headphones or your desktop. I don't know if that's going to work. Oh, okay, guys. I hear you. Okay, now I think I think now we need to go back to our analysis. Okay, she's now typing something. I don't know what she's typing. Let's see. It could be a connection, Lerato. Yeah, I think so too, because everyone else is okay. Well, I mean, there's a question, Lerato, from Christian. He wants to know whether you have a second screen on HDMI, like maybe you connected maybe to your TV screen or something like that. Okay, guys, I think Lerato is gonna try and sort her connection out soon. Before she misses out on our analysis on the GBP USD. Sorry, GBP JPY. GBP JPY, we have marked all the important levels, the turning points, as per our monthly chart. Now, let's check what's likely to happen going forward. Let's change back to our candles. Last month, we are up 1.83%, and month to date, we are up almost 2.8%. Now let's change this to our daily time frame. Let's change it to our daily time frame. Guys, I understand why Lerato wanted maybe to go in for a short on this one. It was because of this bearish reversal pin bar that we had there just above our blue horizontal line there at the top, where I am. This is the blue horizontal line. I'm on it right now. It's at 152,744. That's the line. I understand that could be the reason why maybe she wanted to go in and short. But the problem with this is that I mean, we closed above this line. We closed above this line on the 13th. This horizontal line around 152,744. It's important. It's very important. In fact, I mean, it's much stronger if it goes back like a couple of years or a long time back. It's important that you look at those. You don't just look at your daily going back a couple of months, because that's where you missed maybe some of the important points on your chart. So it's important that you go back a bit. So the market came down today to test this line. It came down to test it, and is now starting to pick up again. This bearish reversal happened here. It was, I don't know, I've never heard of a fake reversal pin bar, but I mean, I would like to say that this is a fake one, in my opinion, so far. If I see this market maybe pushing higher, closing positive today, higher than the close and the open of this bar, this market is likely maybe to go back to test that area there, 153,800. If you take out 153,800, we should actually be able to move a little bit higher. So if you look at maybe your daily time frame, getting a bit more data on it, you can see our main resistance after this Okay. Okay, please hold on for me. I just want to check out something. Just want to check something. Okay, guys, I'm just analyzing this one for a bit. Please hold on for me. Guys, our immediate resistance is around 153,500. The blue dotted line, 153,500 is our immediate resistance on this. If we can close beyond 153,500 today, then the stock should actually, this currency pair should actually move higher towards 155. 155, I think 155, we're going to have a little bit of resistance there. And the sell zone, in my view, is here. It's between 155 or 155,086, that highlighted part, and 156,023, or just 156. Around this point here, if you get something like this bearish reversal pin bar, maybe you can go in and take a short there. But at the moment, the pound against the Japanese yen is still looking very strong, so I wouldn't try to take a short against it. So in my view, this thing is still moving higher. I expect it to finally get to 155. From 155, 156, around 156, that's where we could maybe expect or anticipate that maybe we get a trend reversal. For now, I am very happy to see people holding their longs on the GBP JPY unless something else comes up. Let's look at our last time frame, the hourly time frame. Hourly time frame. Oh, okay. Hourly time frame. That same area. You see, there's something that I want us to have a look at. You see, at between 10 and 11, we closed above our simple moving average. We closed above after hitting our support here at the bottom, 152.744. We closed above here, and between 11 and 12, we were positive. We're actually up 0.23%. We hit that resistance area that I mentioned to you earlier, 153.411. You can actually even write it down. It's very important. Even if you get an hourly close above that one, that could actually see us maybe moving a little bit higher. And for now, we haven't really tested it in the past 25 minutes into the new hour, between 12 and 1. So we are patiently waiting for the currency pair maybe to take this area out before moving higher. So for that reason, I wouldn't actually go in and take a short. And another thing to note, if you have your candles or your price above your moving average on the hourly, it's not safe to go in and take a short on that stock. You mustn't do that. Whether it's a stock or a currency pair, you mustn't do that. You must make sure that you check your hourly first before you jump into a trade. If the hourly is saying positive, then you can go in. Like here, you see, it was it was a fake. It was a fake out. People who went in based on this set up at 4 on Friday. They're not really losing that much, but soon they are going to be losing a bit of money because the market is now changed. It's now starting to move higher. So we'll see what happens going forward. I do not think that this is a short at the moment, the GBP JPY. I think there's still a little bit of an uptick left on this one. It has some legs to run still. No, John, it doesn't work like that. You have to plan your trades. You have to plan before, like when you wake up in the morning, you plan your trades, you mark the levels, you know where you're supposed to be going long. But in my view, I think this one is still a long. But I mean, you must know where to go in to get a best risk reward ratio. You cannot just jump in because you think that is a buy. Because I mean, it may pull back from here back to this horizontal line here. Are you going to be able to stomach that? I have no idea. You're the only guy that can actually answer that question. Oh, okay. No, I understand. But I mean, the problem is the pullbacks because I mean, it may pull back from the top where it is, come back down to your support line at the bottom before moving higher again. So if you can afford to stomach that, yeah, it's fine. It's a long. I like it. Well, I mean, currently it's trading between Brendan. Currently it's trading between support and resistance. Immediate support is at this is an important support. We got this from the monthly chart. It's a long-term support, 152.744. It's very important. I respect it. That overhead resistance around 153.4 or 153.400 is minor resistance. I think we should be able to take it out very soon. I think we should be able to take it out very soon, Brendan. We'll see what happens. I mean, as the day progresses. Okay, I'm done with the GBP JPY. If you guys have any questions, please shoot before I move on to another currency pair. Okay, it's fine. Dirk will have a look at the USD CHF. We'll have a look at it. DVT also. Okay, okay, guys. Let me check the levels. Maybe using the daily chart here. Let me check the levels using the daily chart. Okay. If you want to go in, well, I mean, if you were to go in here, you'd have to wait for your you'd have to wait for your hourly to close above its 10 simple moving average because I mean the daily is above, which is good. I'm happy with this. The daily is trading, the price is trading above the daily simple moving average. I'm happy with that. Around the support area, you need to wait and see if we are getting a bounce or not. You need to wait and see if we are getting a bounce. We got a bounce here at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, we closed above. So if you are a guy that is a little bit aggressive, because I mean you don't want to have your stop too close as well. You have to make sure that you allow the currency pair enough room to wheelie around. Let us go to, because I mean, your stops should not be too tight, guys. That's another way of losing money in the market if you have your stops too tight. There's another way of losing the money in the market. Okay. You'd rather reduce the number of shares or the number of units that you want to buy. Okay. Once you see maybe your hourly moving up, sorry, your hourly time frame crossing above the moving average and closing, just to cross and close, you can use this the previous day's low as your stop. The previous day's low as your stop. The previous day's low was 152.552. So you could have maybe your stop around maybe 152, maybe 550 or 5549, somewhere there. Just maybe a couple of pips below the previous day's low. Maybe take 5. So 52 minus 5 is what? 40. 47. Like you could have maybe your stop at 152547. But I mean, still, that is very tight. That is very tight. It helps to have a wider stop loss sometimes, more especially if the trend is actually in your favor, because you don't want to be stopped out by the spikes. Okay, guys, no, the trade for the other day was actually closed because it reached the target. But I'm looking at it now. I think one can actually still go in and take another one. I mean, trying to go long here. I think, yeah, one may still go in and take a long here. I like it. But you must be very careful. It may still come back down to, if it gets volatile during the day, it may still come down to 152744 or 152700. So you must keep an eye out for that one. Okay, now let's have a look at the AUDNZD. Okay, let's start with our longer time frame, the monthly. Okay. Line chart. Okay, let's choose. Okay, here I'm using these turning points. This one, this was in June 2016. This turning point here that I've just marked here with my cursor, and here we have another turning point back in 2017 May. Here I'm marking this turning point that we had in October 2015. Here we had a turning point also in the market was actually doing a retest there in July 2016. Turning point 2016 October again, 2016 October turning point, and at this point we are trading below that area that used to be our support. The moment we go below the point, it means that that point becomes our resistance. This one also, we may draw another line here. The turning point. This turning point was 2015 December. This was 2015 January. Okay, I think we've covered all the ones that matter. Now let's go back to our candles. Okay. Can you see already those tails hitting these lines and doing their thing? Every time they hit these lines, they leave these tails behind. So that's what we are looking for now. Okay. Now let's change to our daily time frame. We are concerned about this area. This is the area that we only want to focus on right now because I mean that's where the price is trading. This is where the price is trading at the moment. So okay, how many lines do we have here? We have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 horizontal lines. We hit this line at the bottom here. The market reversed. It was on Friday, and today we are up 19 basis points or 0.919. Looks like we are breaking this falling trend line here. and the market is likely maybe to move up to this support. Sorry, resistance. You can mark this resistance. It's 106,116. 106,116. I think that's our immediate overhead resistance that we are going towards. And the next one is 1.066. 1.066 and 1.0687. 1.087. Those are the levels I'm looking at, which I think could give us a problem when trading this one. Oh, Lerato, I don't know, but I mean, I don't know if you were watching my analysis. I tried to cover almost everything on the GBP, sorry, the GBP JPY. In my opinion, I think it should actually move higher from here. Oh, you're talking about the AUD NZD. Okay, it's fine. Okay, the only thing that's worrying me here, guys, I think that this is still a short. I think the Australian dollar against the New Zealand dollar, I think the AUD is still a short. Because I mean we went below our moving average here on Feb 2018. Feb 2018, we closed below the moving average, which is a bearish sign. And in April, we're down 0.82%, and month to date, we are down 0.34%. In my view, I think this is a dead cat bounce. The price is just trying to move up a bit from there. Sellers are going to come back in numbers and push the price lower. So if you look at your monthly, this is your monthly time frame. This is your monthly time frame. You have your support line at 106, 116. That is your resistance there, and the price is trading below that resistance area. And you see, earlier this month we tried to go up towards 1.066, and there were sellers waiting there, right on that line that we have here, the horizontal line, 1.066. Right there were sellers waiting to push the stock lower. So let's now have a look at the daily once more. The daily, well, I mean, the daily is looking a little bit positive for now, but I expect to see. Okay, let me mark this by. Okay. Okay. You see the blue dotted lines that I have there. I expect to see more sellers coming in and selling the stock and pushing the stock lower. If we move higher, I do not expect to see the stock staying a very long time above 1.06100. I don't expect to see that happening. Besides, I think this is a sell zone. Around here, 1.06563 or 600 and 1.06100. This is a sell zone. I think very soon we're going to see the price of the AUD NZD reversing and going lower once more. I think it is a short. It's just going up for now. Over the next couple of weeks, it's going to be back down again. Lerato is saying that it gave a support at 104.99. Where is 104.99? Let me check. What is this? Here. Well, I don't know, Lerato, but I think well, I mean, another thing that we can do here, we can draw a rising trend line here. We can draw this rising trend line, which is very important also. I want to make it thicker. 1, 2, 3. Sure. It's becoming a little bit complicated now. It's becoming a little bit complicated. Thanks, Lerato, for the rising trend line. I see the rising trend line. We hit the rising trend line. We went up, but we still have some overhead resistance, more especially around that area that I mentioned, 106. 66 and 106 100. I think we have some serious resistance around there. Even if we do move higher, we could see the stock maybe being stopped around those levels. At the moment, I do not really know whether we are really going to bounce and move higher from here, but according to the monthly chart, it doesn't look like we are going to be turning around and moving higher anytime soon. But the trend line that I see there, I respect and I understand what it means. You make sense. Lerato, what are you talking about? I'm looking at the AUDNZD. Are you saying that you're not talking about the A? What are you talking about? Okay, guys, I'm waiting for Lerato to finish. Okay, we'll have a look at BVT. So, guys, that's all I have for you on the AUDNZD. We've just bounced off that support around 1.0500, went up, and we have some overhead resistance levels that I mentioned to you, marked with those blue dotted lines. Around there, I expect to see the stock maybe coming back down again to test the trend line. If that trend line fails, we are coming down to 104,500 and 103,500. Those are the levels I'm looking at. Okay, let's look at BVT. Okay, BVT. Line chart first on a monthly time frame. We're marking all these important turning points on the monthly time frame. Well, around where the price is at, around where the price is at. We're not going to mark all of, every level on our chart here. We're just going to, okay. Ish. We have a couple of turning points here. You see when you put your, but they're not very clear. I don't like them that much. I don't like them. They're not very clear. They're not very clear. Okay, these are the important levels I think I think we should mark on our chart. Another one that we can draw is here. I think these are the important levels that we can mark on our chart. Bidvest. If you look at Bidvest, Bidvest is on a oh yeah, see what you're talking about, Brendan. Cup and hand formation. Unfortunately, I don't use those. I just draw my trend lines, draw my support and resistance lines, and yeah, they never disappoint. They always, help me. Let's look at this one, guys. Yeah, the Bidvest went above its simple moving average May 2017, again in July 2017, and the price started ticking higher. And we are still trading above the 10 simple moving average. The price just pulled back for a bit. It went sideways for a while. It's been going sideways for a while since Feb. Feb we're down 8.8% or 8 or 9%. March we're flat. We're up just 2%. I'm saying we're flat because I mean it's a larger time frame. It's a monthly time frame. Otherwise, yeah, that was a positive return. In April month to date, we are up 2.75%. 2.75% for the month of April so far, and that is good. And now let's go to our daily chart. Okay, we have our resistance here at 232.60, 232.50. You see, today the price tried to move higher, and there were sellers waiting there around 232.64. They pushed the price lower. Let's see what happens maybe as the day progresses. Let's check what happens. But to me, it looks like we are likely to come back down to 215, 216 on BVT. From there, we can expect maybe prices to start ticking up and moving in the direction of the main trend. But for now, I wouldn't actually go in and take a long or a buy on this one. I would just sit on the sidelines, sit on my hands for a bit, wait for the price maybe to improve before jumping back in again. But the support area which I think I like is around 216. Around 216, I think maybe if I get a positive reversal signal, I could go in there and take a long on Bidvest. That's the level I'm looking at. I think that we may still come down to 216 on Bidvest, guys. That is my opinion. I don't know. Have a look at it. Watch it. I think right now we are trading between 232.64 and 216. I think those are the two levels that we're trading between right now. We're trading between those two levels. Between those two, I think that's where people are going to get some value and go long on Bidvest. If you are already long, sure, I think you are going to wait for a bit before the price starts reversing and moving higher again. 216 goes back up to 232, perhaps 240, 242, around those levels. The stock is looking positive. It's just been a range bound for some time. It's just been trading sideways. From here, we should actually be able to see the stock moving much higher. Are you guys happy with that? BVT, I'm done with BVT. I'm done with BVT. Let me move on to. Okay, let me do Lewis quickly. Then we'll do USDCHF. You're welcome. Let me do Lewis. Lewis is looking good. Okay. Lewis. Hmm, busy. After one. Okay, guys, the main thing we need to look at that cross above the moving average early in Jan 2018. We crossed above, and in Feb, we're positive, we're up 19%. March, we're down, well, I mean, we're a little bit flat, we're up 1.74%, and month to date, we are up more than 15%, 15.58%. That is very good. Let's look at the daily time frame. Sure. Okay, I want to draw another. I want to mark this area here. I want to mark this area here. This area here. Okay. Lewis, I'll mark it with my dotted line. Well, we need to close above 47 today and close beyond 48.24 for this to move higher. In my view, it's looking positive. I'd be happy to hold along on this one. I'd be happy to hold along on this one as long as we stay above 47. As long as we stay above 47, I'm happy to hold along. If we get a close below 47, that could actually invite more sellers to come in and push this stock lower. But at the moment, I'm happy with the stock staying above 47 and a close above 48.24 should take us up to 55 bucks, 56 levels. 55 bucks, 57 levels. I think that's where the stock is likely to go to. For now, I think it's still looking okay, but you must keep an eye out for that 47 area. 47 is very important. If we maintain that level of 47, we close above 47 today and the next couple of days, then we are good to move higher on this one. I am happy with Lewis. That's my analysis, guys, on Lewis. Let's quickly have a look at the USD CHF so that we finish. The forex pairs. USD CHF. Mm, okay. Let's remove these all these lines. I drew them earlier while I was looking at my levels there. Okay, let's mark the important turning points. This is 2016. 2017 June. This was in July 2017. There's another one here going back to 2016 July. This was July 2016. Okay. This was in August 2016. Now let's turn back to our candles. Let's go back to the daily time frame. Okay, before we move on to our daily time frame, guys, there is something very important to note here. We are still closing below, we are still trading below our 10 simple moving average here on the monthly time frame. I'm sure we can all see that. In Feb, we're positive. We're up 1.74%. In March, we're up 1.31%. And in April, we are up 0.58%. But I mean, we have some overhead resistance that we've just touched now, next to our, next to our moving average there. You see, this area here. Let me mark it by a dotted blue line. Okay, dotted blue line. That's where our current resistance is on this one. On the US dollar Swiss franc. If we get a daily close below our moving average there, where we are currently trading, I think we could see the US dollar tumbling against the Swiss franc over the next couple of weeks. I'm not too sure when exactly that will happen, or if it will happen at all. We just have to keep an eye on these key support and resistance levels. The level that I'm looking at on the US dollar Swiss franc, I'm looking at 0.96400. That's the level I'm looking at. As long as we remain below that level, I think there's a good chance maybe that over the next couple of weeks, we're going to have the price maybe trading lower. And at the bottom, 0.958, we are supported, and 0.95600, there is a little bit of support around that area also. But the day we break and close, below that rising trend line that we have there, we could see this price really coming off against the Swiss franc. So I'm not really happy about this one. We are trading below the moving average on the monthly. We hit our overhead resistance over the past couple of days, and now we are very close to breaking below the moving average. So sorry, the rising trend line. So I don't know, guys. Keep an eye on it and check when it closes below 0.95800. The day it does that, maybe you can go in and position yourself for some shots against the US dollar on the Swiss franc. But that worries me a bit because the United States is talking about hiking interest rates, but I'm not talking about fundamental analysis. I'm just talking about technicals. Technically speaking, this should be a short very soon, but it's not a short yet. Let's first wait for the close below the moving average. The day we get that, we can go in and take a shot. You guys happy with that? I don't know who raised this one, but I mean, let's see. Oh, was it you, Dirk? Yeah, I think it was you. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Welcome, Dirk. Okay, let's quickly have a look at SHP. Okay, let us try and get those important turning points. We're going to have one here for November 2017. Have another one there, and we have another one here at the top. Okay, on ShopRite, we have support around 228, 230 levels, and our resistance is at 260. Last month, well, I mean, in March, we were down 1.34%. Month to date, we are down 3%. So I expect maybe this price to maybe continue coming off, maybe until it gets to 230, 228 levels, around 230, 28 to 228 levels. I think that's where one can actually go in and try buying ShopRite, because I mean, if you look at the monthly time frame and the simple moving average, the price is above the simple moving average. It looks like it's likely to move higher, because I mean, this is positive. The price is above the moving average on the monthly. That is positive. Let's have a look at the daily time frame. In fact, I think we have two things to highlight here. There is this rising trend line that we have here. We have this rising trend line. That rising trend line is around 225. So it's between 230 and 225. So we could actually, if the price continues maybe to slide, like it has been coming off over the past couple of days, we could see maybe the price coming down to 225, between 225 and 230. Around those levels, I think there's a bit of value on ShopRite, 225, 230. If you look at it at the moment, it's trading below its moving average on the daily time frame, which is a little bit negative. There has been a negative momentum on this one for the past couple of weeks now. So I wouldn't really just jump in and start buying some ShopRite at the moment. Let me mark this one. I will mark it this, and yeah, mark this area like this. Okay. So for the past few days, we've been stuck within that range of 249, 249 or 250, and 237. So we need to break below 237 to come down to our target of 228, and or that range of 228 and 225. The moment you see that, maybe you can go in and take some longs on on ShopRite. For now, I'm not happy with the picture that I'm seeing on ShopRite. It has this falling trend line that it formed over the past couple of days. So yeah, it's been going down like that. It hasn't broken above that falling trend line. I don't know if you guys can see it. I've just drawn it here. There's that falling trend line. As long as we are still trading below the trend line, the price is likely to weaken further, maybe going forward. But we'll see. Let's just watch. Let's just watch. There was ShopRite. Sure, we have a couple of stocks to cover. Okay. The next one that we need to look at is Woolies. Let's have a look at Woolies. Woolies. Let's mark our turning points, important turning points. This was back in 2014, and it's still very important now. You remember every time we said that Woolies is a buy above 59, 60 bucks in that range. Woolies is looking like a good stock, maybe going forward. We are stuck in that tight range for now, but going forward, I think we should see Woolies springing higher and making actually its way back up to where it belongs. Okay, now I want us to mark these two. You see these two that we have here around 65. That area is very important on a monthly closing basis. If we close above 65 on a monthly closing basis, then would be on our way up. We would have put up or would have put out the bottom on Woolies. For now, it's still seesawing. It's confusing. It hasn't really given us a good reason maybe to stick with a long on Woolies. But I mean, personally, I believe that Woolies is a strong stock. It's going to move higher going forward. As long as we are above 60 bucks, I'm happy to keep a long on Woolies. This is the range where we're currently trading. We are now using the daily time frame. Let us do this. We want to try and get our range using the daily time frame. Okay, the level that I've just mentioned, well, I mean, we are trading in this range. It's 67 and 50. Well, I mean, we can call it 59.50. 59.50, 60 bucks. That's where we're trading. We are above our moving average here on the daily. And on Friday, we closed above that overhead resistance around 63.51. And let's check what happens today. If we close above that one once more today, we could see this coming, springing higher to 65.60. 65.60. If we take it out, we are going up to 67. Since the beginning of 2018, we've had a problem taking out 67.50. So you must keep an eye out for 67.50, 68 bucks. You mustn't think that when it gets there, it's going to shoot out and move higher. You must maybe take your profits around 67.50. I think that's the level to keep an eye out for. From where we are now, 63.50 is important. You must mark it on Woolies. A positive close again yesterday. It means a follow through after the breakout that we had on Friday. We should go up to 65.60. 65.60 if we take it out successfully. The next level should be 67.30, 67.50. I would be happy to take my profits around those levels. There was Woolies. Now let's have a look at First Rand. Similar picture to that of Woolies, huh? Similar picture. They look almost okay. Let me check. We're marking these important levels. We'll mark this turning point here. Mark this support area here at the bottom, and at the top there where we tend, I think, in Feb, we are going to mark that one also. Okay. Okay, this is how the monthly picture looks. We are still trading above the moving average on first rand, which is positive. What we're having right now is a is some consolidation. The price is coming down for a bit. Last month we were down almost 9%, 8.86%. And so far we are flat. We are up 17 basis points. We are down, sorry, 17 basis points for the month. I guess the market is respecting the previous month's close, which was 66.90. The market is respecting that. So I'm happy with what I'm seeing here so far. Now let's check what the daily time frame tells us. Okay, the daily time frame, we have a bit of a range that is happening there. That range is 67.42 and 66.45. Every time the price gets to that range, sellers come in and sell the stock. So as long as we are still trading below that range, I think we have a same kind of setup that is happening on ShopRite. The price hasn't really taken out that range, 67.42 and 66.45, and we are trading below our moving average, and there is this falling trend line situation happening here. Let me draw it. That's what I'm talking about. We have this. Okay. In fact, this is the one that I actually want to highlight, make it bigger. That falling trend line, as long as we are trading below that falling trend line that I've just drawn here, let me see this one. This falling trend line, as long as we are trading below that falling trend line, we haven't taken out 67, 67, 50 area, we should expect some more weakness on the price of first rand. We could see maybe the price coming down to 61. If 61 fails to hold, we may even come down to 57. Those are the areas I'm looking at on first rand. The next level from here, if we fail to close above this falling trend line between 66.45 and 67.42, any close above 67.50 with a nice follow through, we could see the price going back up to 74. But if it fails to do that, there is a good chance that we could go down to 61. If 61 fails, we're coming down to 57 on first rand. Around 57, I think that's where the smart money is going to start flocking in. Well, I mean, some of it is already maybe buying, because I mean, maybe they cannot just buy in bulk. They buy in tranches. So I think maybe some have started buying already. But I mean, I'm looking at that 60. That's 60. If you're using the rising trend line, 60.59, I think is very important. Around there, maybe if you get a nice bullish reversal sign, you can go in and start loading up on first rand. That's what I have on first rand. Now let's go have a look at what EOH. Then MEI. After that, we are done. EOH, EOH. Well, I was looking at EOH earlier. Let's try and mark these important levels. Okay, we'll use this one. This is our resistance on EOH. Let's mark this turning point here again. And this level also. Okay, these turning points are important. This one I won't mark. It's important also, but I mean, I don't want to mark it. I think it's not really that important, but I mean, let me mark it. It's okay. It's marked. Okay. Our main support is around, I think, 34 on this one for now. It's around 34. It's around 34. I don't know what's going to happen next. 34. 34. Okay. The first thing that we need to check out here is the fact that we are trading below our moving average on a monthly time frame. That happened early in 2017. The price broke below, and since then we have been trading below that moving average. Any bounces on UH, I think they need to be sold for now. Every time you see it bouncing up, you should just go in and sell those bounces at key reversal areas or at key resistance areas. You can go in and sell those. The levels I'm looking at a level of 30 currently. Our support is sitting at 39. 39.13. That's where we are supported. The next layer of support is around 34 or 34.16, and another one at 29. Now let's check the daily time frame, see what it's telling us. You see, every time it went up, it couldn't go beyond 70. Well, I mean, let's call it what, 78. The price couldn't go beyond 78 on the stock. Now the range that we are currently trading, let me see the range that we are trading. The range that we're trading, let's call it 47, 40, 48 and 40 bucks. I think that's where we are currently trading. You can call it 40 bucks and 48, 50 bucks. Every time when the price gets there, sellers come in and sell the stock down. So any break below 40 should take us down to 35, 34 area, and finally 29. Those are the levels that I can see currently on EOH. Any close below our moving average today could see the stock being maybe sold beyond the point of 39. If there is another follow through, then 35, from 35 coming down to 30. So I'm still bearish on EOH. I'm not bullish yet. Mediclinic. Mediclinic. Okay, Mediclinic. Let's mark those levels, the turning points. Let's mark this turning point here. Okay, we've marked this turning point. We've marked this one here and this one. Okay. First thing to highlight is the fact that we are trading below our moving average. It has been like that since 2016, and we are still below. Right now, it looks like this stock is trying to put out the bottom here, but I'm not too sure yet. I would confirm that maybe by a close above our moving average on the monthly time frame. At the moment, we haven't We haven't seen that. Last month we're up 3%, and month to date we are up 1.46%. If this positive momentum carries on, it should actually take us up to 106, 106, 107 area. 106, 107. Currently we are 101.46, 101.46. That is on a monthly time frame. And another important thing to highlight is the fact that this market has not actually closed the month below 90. I'd say 97.50. It hasn't closed the month below 97.50 since 2017. So every time it gets to 97.50, 95, or even 92 levels, maybe people could look to buy Mediclinic, hoping that it goes up to close above 97.50. Let me check. What is this? Open? What is it open? Well, I mean, let's just say 97. Hoping that it closes above 97. Now let's have a look at the daily time frame. Daily time frame on Friday we had a close above that support of 101. Well, I mean, it was resistance. Now it's support 101. So from 101, this thing could actually go up to 107, 106.50, 107. I think that's where the stock is likely to go to, because we are trading above our moving average on the daily time frame. But I expect maybe sellers to come back in again to step in and start pushing the stock lower around 107. You see 107, you must know that maybe that area is an area where you can actually go in and sell, and then sell the stock. That's where you can come in and push the stock lower. Guys, that's all I have on Mediclinic. I'm done. If you guys don't have any more questions, we're going to end our session here. If you guys have questions, please ask so that I can go back and check those stocks that you're talking about. Otherwise, we are done for the day. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much. Oh, okay, John. I will. I'll look out for your emails. Okay. Thank you so much for reminding me, guys. Thank you so much. This was such a great interactive session. I enjoyed it. You guys were contributing a lot. Thank you so much. Please keep up the good work. Let us meet again tomorrow. Thank you so much. Bye bye.